We are honoring all of the great alums who have been a major part of this campus, part of this university, who have done well in their personal lives, who have done well in their professional lives, who have been civic achievements, and all the things they've done in their own communities as well as LSU.
This evening we celebrate the induction of the 2024 honorees, 9 extraordinary LSU graduates who have brought distinction to their alma mater through contributions, not only to our university, but to our state, to our nation, and to our world. After tonight, these honorees will be recognized as members of an elite assembly of former students, since Major Roy Young became the first inductee in the Hall of Distinction in 1966. Over 400 honorees have been inducted, and now these 9 honorees of the 2024 class will join this group of LSU's elite. You'll find the names of those distinguished LSU graduates in your program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our honorees, the 2024 inductees. Retired President and CEO, Louisiana Public Broadcasting, Beth Courtney. Representing Beth Courtney is her daughter, Julia Moore. The founder of Cajun Industries, Lane Grigsby. Retired CEO of the Emerge Center, Melissa Juneau, and retired Executive Vice President of Corporate Strategy and Investor Relations for Albemarle, Matt Juneau. President and CEO of Lemoyne, Lenny Lemoyne. ESPN football analyst, 2-time Super Bowl champion, All-American, All-SEC, LSU football player Anthony Booger McFarland. President, HCA Healthcare, West Florida Division, Dr. Jarek Sims. WNBA Rookie of the Year and MVP, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 2-time NCAA National Women's Basketball Player of the Year, and one of the newest inductees in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, 2024 Young Alumna of the Year, Simone Augustus. And the co-founder and chairman, S&B Engineers and Constructors, the 2024 Alumnus of the Year, the late Dr. William Brookshire. Lori Garrison is accepting the honor on behalf of her dad.
We are the oldest independent organization on campus, started in 1905, that has 2 beautiful buildings on this campus, the building we're in and the Cook Hotel. Thank you, Dr. Charlie Roberts. Part of that same brochure is we're also the facilitators of engagement, networking, and orchestrating Tigers Helping Tigers. But the nostalgic answer, it's basically what you remember about your time here at LSU. It's a memory of the good times here, the group of lifelong friends you made here, a professor that made an impression that launched your career of success, walking through the quad, or playing in the biggest game of your careers. We are the gatekeeper of those memories for not only the people here tonight, but for the 255,000 living alums all across the world. That is who we are, and that is who we will continue to be. On behalf of the LSU Alumni Association, our chairman, Mario Garner, who is upset he could not be here tonight as he has a few friends being inducted, and our board, we thank you for being with us, and congratulations again to our honorees.
Hardy Courtney was an award-winning and visionary leader in public broadcasting for 47 years here in Louisiana and on the national stage. She began her career as a Capitol correspondent and ended with her retirement as the president and CEO of Louisiana Public Broadcasting, a position she held for 38 years. When appointed in 1984, Courtney became one of the first women in the country to lead a statewide public broadcasting network. Courtney created Louisiana, a history, one of the projects that meant the most to her. This beautifully told story of our state included noted historians, culture bearers, and a variety of leaders and characters. Released during the year of the Louisiana Bicentennial celebration, the project included lesson plans for educators, a beautiful companion book, and online elements designed for school children and lifelong learners alike. Courtney led LPB through remarkable changes in technology, from transmitter towers, satellites, digitization, and now streaming. Courtney's ability to anticipate and navigate the rapidly shifting broadcast landscape kept quality programming on the air in Louisiana and also allowed LPB to serve the entire state during disasters and challenges. Courtney was tapped and elected to the highest levels of leadership. She served as the vice chair of the board of directors for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, as vice chair of the board of PBS, chair of the Organization of State Broadcasting Executives, and chair of the National Educational Telecommunications Association. In addition to the many awards and accolades presented to LPB for programs produced under Courtney's leadership, Courtney was personally honored to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Louisiana Endowment for the Humanities, Broadcaster for the Year from the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters, Communicator of the Year from the Public Relations Association of Louisiana, the Robert B. Ham Award from the Council for a Better Louisiana, the Distinguished Service Award from the Organization of State Broadcast Executives, and the Dan Miller PBS Station Leadership Award from PBS. Courtney was named a Woman of Achievement by the YWCA, inducted into the Louisiana Center for Women in Government Hall of Fame, and received honorary doctorate degrees from Southeastern Louisiana University and Centenary College. She's married to Bob Courtney and is the mother of Julia George Moore and grandmother of Andrew and Virginia Moore.
Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the award on behalf of Beth is her daughter, Julia Moore.
I like to think that LSU gave my mother roots and it gave my mother wings. Her time at LSU laid the foundation for her engagement and leadership and passion for the people and the stories of this wonderful place that we call home. And it served, of course, as a springboard to her extraordinary achievements in her career. But LSU also contributed to my mother's successes in life beyond public service. A life of treasured and long-standing friendships, very interesting experiences, deep community connection. Every aspect of Beth Courtney's story, from professional to personal, is marked by the enthusiasm, curiosity, and energy that she showed up with that first day at LSU. A day that set in motion a beautiful life that has culminated in this well-deserved and greatly appreciated honor. Thank you.
L. Lane Grigsby, a native of Louisiana, is Chairman Emeritus of Cajun Industries, LLC. Grigsby started Cajun Contractors and Engineers, Inc., now Cajun Industries, in partnership with Bob Mixon in 1973. The company has grown to become one of the largest construction companies in Louisiana. Since 1990, Cajun Industries has been listed among Engineering News Record's top 400 contractors. Grigsby is founder and stockholder of the Atlantic Company of America, a nationally recognized historical restoration business that was responsible for the restoration of the Washington Monument. Grigsby founded the Associated Builders and Contractors Baton Rouge branch, serving in every elected position and receiving ABC's Man of the Year award twice. He's also served in leadership roles in the Baton Rouge Area Chamber, the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, the Baton Rouge Metro Airport Commission, and the Baton Rouge Medical Center Board of Directors. Grigsby also served on advisory boards of the LSU College of Engineering and the Departments of Civil and Environmental Engineering and Construction Management, and was inducted as a member of the LSU Engineering Hall of Distinction. He created the Boo Grigsby Foundation, which has donated more than $9.5 million to philanthropic interests. Grigsby is married to Bobby Fix Grigsby, and they have 3 children, Tammy, Todd, and Tricia, and 9 grandchildren.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lane Grigsby.
I have the misfortune of following a journalist, a well-prepared journalist. I thought about asking my daughter to come up and address y'all. I came to LSU in September of 1959. I got a degree from LSU in January of 1967. It took a while. But I, like Beth, when I came here, I was very young. I was 17. It was a transformation for me. I came from Alexandria, which was a small town, and we came to Big BR. I don't know if y'all remember that nomenclature. But I was overwhelmed. I wasn't prepared, but I was nurtured. I told somebody today, it doesn't happen in 2024. My algebra teacher wrote a letter to my mother, Thanksgiving of 1959, to tell her how I was doing in class. That's nurturing. It really is. A lot of memories of LSU. LSU defines Baton Rouge to some extent. We've lived here for more than 50 years now. I've enjoyed every moment of it. I believe this with all my heart. You never stay still. You're either achieving or you're declining. Todd, my son, and my son-in-law Mike, they say you're either green and growing or red and ripe and rotting. LSU is in a moment of transition. I hope all of the 416, wow, of 255,000, that kind of swelled me up. I do appreciate this honor. I truly do. I thank LSU for all that it's provided for me. I have 3 grandsons still here, so we're around for a while. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lane.
Matt Juneau's professional career with Ethel Corporation and Albemarle Corporation spanned more than 35 years. Matt held several executive roles during his time with Albemarle, including Global Vice President Sales and Services from 2009 through 2012, Global Business Unit President of Albemarle's $1.5 billion performance chemicals business between 2012 and 2015, and finally, Executive Vice President, Corporate Strategy and Investor Relations from 2016 until his retirement in early 2018. During Matt's time in this role, Albemarle successfully divested 4 businesses with total proceeds of almost $4 billion, and the company became part of the S&P 500. Matt has served LSU in many ways, including as a member of the LSU Alumni Association Board of Directors from 2016 through 2023, and as a member of the Ogden Honors College Advisory Board. Along with some of his classmates, Matt led the endowment of the Stephen Kemmerling Flagship Scholarship and the Class of 1982 Chemical Engineering Scholarship Fund. Melissa Juneau has enjoyed a long and distinguished career as a nonprofit leader, board member, and speech-language pathologist. Under her direction as Executive Director of the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation, the organization secured land and funds to construct the Emerge Center, a 25,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility servicing children and adults with communications disorders at LSU's Innovation Park. She then led the launch of the Emerge Enterprise, consisting of the Emerge Center, the Emerge Foundation, and the Emerge School for Autism, the state's first charter school exclusively devoted to serving children diagnosed with autism. For her achievements, Melissa has received several honors and awards, including the United Way Leadership Excellence Award, the Blue Cross Blue Shield Angel Award, the Zurich Classic Community Impact Award, the 2017 John W. Barton Excellence in Nonprofit Management Award by the Baton Rouge Area Foundation, and she was named as one of the 2014 Influential Women in Business by the Baton Rouge Business Report. She's a member of the Board of Directors for the Knock Knock Children's Museum and the Board of Trustees for Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady University. Matt and Melissa have 4 children with a combined 9 LSU degrees among the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt and Melissa Juneau.
When Melissa and I came to LSU as wide-eyed freshmen in 1978 from Avoyelles Parish, Baton Rouge and LSU seemed like another world. It turned out to be one, as LSU opened so many doors for us, and our degrees from LSU provided the spark of opportunity that allowed 2 small-town kids to create a life that we would have never dreamed of while growing up. Without our degrees from LSU, we never would have lived in Europe, never would have been able to visit almost 50 countries. I never would have negotiated business agreements and led Albemarle offices in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. And we never would have been able to meet and develop friendships with so many great people from so many cultures and countries. Most importantly, the legacy that Melissa created here in Baton Rouge through her leadership of the Baton Rouge Speech and Hearing Foundation and the development of the Emerge Center and the Emerge School for Autism simply would not exist. LSU is even an important part of Emerge, as it's located at the LSU Innovation Park, and LSU students and graduates in fields such as psychology and communications disorders are keys to the services it provides. We're humbled to be honored and recognized with this distinguished group tonight and to be alongside previous honorees. I'm sure there are more deserving people than me, but I'm also sure that Melissa deserves this 100%. So I think it all balances out. We believe our lives are proof of the power of education, especially higher education, to drive opportunity and transformation at an individual level. LSU did that for us, and it's made us eternally grateful and loyal to this university. It's why we've tried to give back in the form of scholarships and donations to the LSU Alumni Association and various LSU colleges and universities. If we can leave one message to everyone here, it is to never forget to give back to this university that has likely opened doors for you in the same way that it has for us. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Matt and Melissa.
Leonard Lenny Lemoyne is the president and CEO of Lemoyne, a dynamic multi-professional services company renowned for its comprehensive offerings spanning infrastructure, building construction, disaster response and recovery, and project and program services. Lemoyne has ascended over 100 spots on Engineering News Record's prestigious Top 400 Contractors list within the last 3 years, currently ranked number 186 nationwide and number 32 in the 5-state regional area. The number 1 general contractor in Louisiana, the company boasts numerous accolades from Associated Builders and Contractors and is hailed by Modern Healthcare as one of the top healthcare contractors in the nation. Lemoyne's dedication to community service is exemplified through his many roles, including the Board of Directors for the Community Foundation of Acadiana, the University of Louisiana Lafayette Foundation, Our Lady of Lourdes Foundation, Oakbourne Country Club, and St. Thomas More Catholic High School Foundation. He's also made significant contributions to organizations such as Lafayette Central Parks, Inc., Love Our Schools, Louisiana Waterfowl Association, One Acadiana, and the Acadiana Marine Institute. A passionate advocate for enhancing both employee well-being and organizational performance, Lemoyne champions company-sponsored leadership training and strategic planning initiatives aimed at fostering individual empowerment and growth opportunities. Under his leadership, Lemoyne established LEAP, the Lemoyne Engineering Advancement Program, designed to provide participants with a comprehensive professional experience in construction management. Through a combination of hands-on training and mentorship, participants evaluate their core strengths before charting a sustainable career path. Recognized for his outstanding contributions, Lemoyne's been honored as Entrepreneur of the Year by A-Biz Magazine, received Lafayette's prestigious Civic Cup Award, and was celebrated as a National Cox Conserves Hero honoree. Additionally, he was named a Gulf Coast area winner of Ernst & Young LLP's esteemed Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Lemoyne and his wife, Christine, have 2 children, Ryan and Caroline. They recently welcomed their first grandchild.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lenny Lemoyne.
And I remember it like it was yesterday. In 1981 and 1982, we went to Houston, Louisiana to bid on a fire station. It's a $138,000 job, and there were 2 guys right next to us that were just as nervous. They were bidding on a sewer treatment project. It was Lane Grigsby and Bob Mixon. And we were both low bidders and both nervous as hell that we'd left too much money on the table. But when we walked out of that room, we began to talk about the industry. And Lane talked to us and said, look, you guys need to come meet with a group of us, and we need to talk about what we can do to change things. And a few weeks later, Tim and I came to Baton Rouge and met with Lane Grigsby and Hayes Town and Rick Piku and a number of other people. And they convinced us to become a part of Associated Builders and Contractors, and it was one of the greatest decisions we ever made. You know, there was so much that we were able to learn from working around these guys and being in meetings with them and solving industry problems. And so in 1983, Tim and I moved our business to Lafayette, and that was another great decision because we got to be a part of a community with about 300 or 400 Acadiana Tigers, and our network, you know, with the LSU community continued to grow. We focused, you know, on just every day learning how to block and tackle and learning what we could from other great builders. Tim retired in 2000, and a small group of us decided that we wanted to move the business in another direction. We decided we wanted to make the business focused on building people and building relationships with customers that we could do repeat work for. And so, you know, that strategy was successful in large part because of all of the alumni relationships we had at LSU, the people that we were able to contact and the people who chose to work with us and give us opportunities. Today we have 16 partners in our business. I think all but one of them is a graduate of LSU. We truly bleed purple and gold at Lemoyne. Tonight in this room, I'm so flattered by the neighbors and friends and associates, and even some of our customers who are here in support of me, you know, which is what makes the LSU culture so special. Not only has LSU been a gateway to great friendships and business relationships, but LSU itself is one of Lemoyne's biggest customers. And to me and to us, that's the greatest honor of all. You know, when I drive through this campus now and then, which is most mornings, I drive through this campus on my way to work. I regret that I wasn't a better student, but I'm absolutely incredibly proud of the buildings that we've been able to build here that have contributed to the future of this great place. You know, it warms my heart to see the growth and prosperity that has occurred at LSU over the past 50 years. And I've really never felt more tethered to this place than I do today. Without my LSU network of friends, there's no telling what would have happened to a cat like me. I mean, it is amazing what you all have done for me in my life and my career. You know, I doubt that I will ever be able to repay LSU for all that it's done for me. You know, but I know, and you know, that this induction doesn't have much to do with me. It belongs to my great group of LSU friends. So thank you again for this great honor. Go Tigers, and forever LSU.
A native of Winsboro, Anthony Booger McFarland was a first-team All-American and All-SEC defensive tackle at LSU, where he played football from 1995 through 1998. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion and a football analyst for ESPN. Before joining ESPN, McFarland co-hosted a popular Tampa area sports radio show on 98.7 The Fan from 2012 to 2014. He was also the Tigers' honorary captain when they won the 2019 College Football Playoff National Championship at the Superdome in New Orleans. McFarland joined ESPN in 2014 as one of the SEC Network's first commentators, focused on the Southeastern Conference. In only a short time, McFarland moved up the ladder to ABC, where he would cover all of college football on ABC with Kevin Nagandi and Mac Brown. In 2018, McFarland joined Monday Night Football as the series' first ever on-field analyst. A year later, he was elevated to the booth as the solo analyst along with Joe Tessitore for the 50th season of Monday Night Football. With the promotion, McFarland became the first full-time African-American booth analyst on Monday Night Football since 1985. Currently, McFarland covers college football for ESPN on ABC, does NFL Primetime with Chris Berman, and, this past fall, launched a new show on Mondays called The Monday Blitz. The number 15 overall pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 1999 NFL Draft, McFarland played 9 NFL seasons with the Buccaneers and Indianapolis Colts. He helped anchor Tampa's menacing defense and was part of 2 Super Bowl winning teams, Super Bowl 37 with Tampa and Super Bowl 41 with Indianapolis. He's also a member of the LSU Athletic Hall of Fame. McFarland serves with the board of the Joe Burrow Foundation, Jack and Jill of America, NFL Health and Safety Committee, host of the A. Brown Charity Golf Tournament, and other charitable functions. He's married to Tammy, and they have 2 children, Alexis and Jacob McFarland.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Booger McFarland.
Wow. Thank you to the LSU Alumni Association for this honor. It's unbelievable. I'm going to spend a lot of time up here tonight talking about the people that helped me get here. I think everyone heard my story and where I've come from, but it's the people that helped me get here that have been really influential in my life. You know, first and foremost, my mother. She's not here with us, but boy, would she be proud. She would be proud. I have a favorite sibling here tonight, my Uncle Doug, him and his wife, Shalana. Appreciate you being here. You know, when you grew up in Winsboro, Louisiana, single parent home, how do you get to where I got? It's because I had a lot of people along the way that played a pivotal role. When I got to LSU, I had a lot of people that played a pivotal role. You know, growing up in a small town, as a young kid searching, trying to figure out this life, as a teenager, searching, where's Dad at? Dad was nowhere around. I was very fortunate enough. I had a man and his family named Ken Blackson. Ken and Tan Blackson, he showed me what it was like to be a man. He showed me what it was like to have a wife and a lover, and he nurtured me and helped me lay a foundation. I never forgot that, Ken. Never forgot it. And to this day, I'm 46 years old, and I still remember it today. All those days in Winsboro, the nurturing and the effort that you put into somebody that wasn't even your own. And that means a lot to me. That means a lot. You know, I knew one day I had to get out of Winsboro. Small town population, not very many. I knew there was more to the world than what I was seeing there. And fortunately enough for me, athletics paved the way. You know, we all have a different way, a different road that we can go. And for me, it was athletics. And when I got to LSU, in the fall of 1995, I was like any other freshman. I'm here, I've made it. Man, nobody's gonna tell me when to get up. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do, when to do it. Class, I don't have to go? Man, are you kidding me? And I'll never forget the first time that our classes got checked. And I got called to it. Back then it was an academic advisor's office. And for me, it was Verge Osbury. And Verge looked me in the eye, and he simply said this. He said, hey, man, hey, they're not going to let you stay around here. Like, you got to earn your way around here. And it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call to a 17-year-old kid from Winsboro, Louisiana, that was trying to figure this thing called life out. Verge, you helped me along the way, man. You helped me get started. As a 17-year-old kid, my teeth was going sideways. I had a little afro. I was good at football, but I didn't understand how this journey was going to go. And for somebody trying to figure it out, man, you helped me along the way. I never forgot it, man. I really, really appreciate it. So you get to LSU, all right? New people, new land, you're playing football, you got your friends on the football team, but I'm trying to find, like, who going to be the guys that I hang with? And here we are, what is this now? Almost 30 years ago. I met a little freshman student manager, a little freshman guy. He was probably this tall. My first friend at LSU, and 30 years later, we're still friends. And Greg, you'd have no idea how much your friendship means to me, man. No idea. And so when my mother sent me from Winsboro, Louisiana to LSU, she said, go, be fruitful, have fun, and don't come back. And so I was very intent on not coming back. And so as you get here, and I'm trying to learn my way, I miss home. I miss that motherly feeling, the feeling of being able to just kind of sit down and just say whatever and get some good advice. And so I knew there was something missing in my life. And I found a lady at LSU, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know her and ladies know her. Dean Carolyn Collins was the first person. I sat in her office, and it was the first time I felt at home. And she talked to me just like my mother talked to me. And for a kid that was getting situated, trying to play football, I started as a 17-year-old freshman. Kyle Field, Texas A&M. I got baptized that day, but I was forced to play. And so I'm trying to figure this thing called life out as a freshman in college, and to be able to come into your office, Dean Collins, you and Miss Alford, and just sit there and talk about nothing, and sometimes waste time. It made me feel at home, and it gave me a sense of purpose that, you know what, I may be okay. And so I really, really appreciate what you did for a 17-year-old kid from Winsboro. And here we are, 30 years later, we still here, Mama. Thank you. And so while we celebrate us tonight, and we got a great class, let me not be remiss in saying this, is that as we enjoy tonight, what are we going to do tomorrow? Because there are others coming soon. It seemed like with the blink of an eye, here we are, it's 2024. I remember the first time I put the purple and gold on, it seemed like yesterday. And now we're talking about being a distinguished alumni. It goes by fast. And so that's my challenge to you as I sit down. Not only to you, but to myself, is how can we help cultivate the next group that's gonna be up here in 20 or 30 years? We may not be around, but we can pour into people, and it does matter. How do I know that? Because the reason I'm standing here today is because of the people that poured into me in Winsboro and the people that poured into me when I got to LSU. They are the reason I'm here. I was blessed with God-given talent, and God gave me an opportunity to be here. But there are people that had to cultivate that and help it grow. We've all been blessed with a lot, and it would be a shame that we don't take our knowledge. It's not necessarily about our money, but our knowledge, our talent, our support, our love for this great university, and if we don't take it and pour into some other little kid, they may not have a little afro, their teeth may not be crooked like mine were, but it's somebody that we can make a difference in their life. Thank each and every one of you guys for being here. LSU means the world to me. Really, really appreciate this honor. Thank you.
Booger McFarland.
Jarek Emmanuel Sims serves as president of HCA Healthcare West Florida Division, which comprises more than 22,000 employees across 15 hospitals, 2 behavioral health campuses, 30 emergency room locations, 30 urgent care sites, 14 ambulatory surgery centers, 73 physician practices, and division office staff who support these facilities across Florida's Gulf Coast. Previously, Sims served as president and CEO of Medical City Plano and Frisco, a Texas-based health system within the HCA healthcare umbrella. He was CEO of HCA's Medical City Fort Worth, COO of Tulane Health System in New Orleans, COO of St. Lucie Medical Center in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and served in executive roles in Houston, Texas, and Little Rock, Arkansas. Prior to HCA, he worked as an administrative fellow and director of operations at MD Anderson Cancer Center. Sims also holds a Master's of Science degree in Healthcare Administration from the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, a doctorate in Public Policy and Administration from Southern University in Baton Rouge, and a certificate in Healthcare Leadership from Harvard University. He serves on the American Hospital Association Regional Policy Board of Directors and Collin County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Sims has been honored as 2022 Becker's Top African American to Know in Healthcare, 2018 Young Healthcare Executive of the Year by the DFW Hospital Council, 2017 National Healthcare Executive of the Year by the National Association of Healthcare Executives, the 2017 Alumnus of the Year by the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, and 2016 Modern Healthcare Up-and-Comer. He was also appointed to serve on a national delegation to Israel. He also serves on the LSU Foundation Board of Directors and is past Finance Committee Chair. Sims is co-chairman of the LSU Diversity Board and a member of the LSU College of Human Science Dean Search Committee. He's also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc., Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity, Young Presidents Organization, and Bunch Social Club in New Orleans. He's also served as an adjunct faculty member at Tulane University School of Public Health. Sims is married to his college sweetheart, Maisha, and they are the proud parents of Sabria and Noah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jarek Sims.
It was at the Huey P. Long Fieldhouse building where I met my wife. She was sitting in front of me, and admittedly, I didn't study before the test. And my wife didn't have to study. She's naturally gifted. So I was inspecting her test from behind. No, please don't repeat that. But unless, so best I met my wife in Huey P. Long Fieldhouse, and we made a donation back to that field house, and where we had the room that we actually met dedicated in our honor. So to my wife, thank you for being here, Maisha Sims. And to my two kids, Sabria and Noah. Sabria, who is so beautiful and gifted, speaks Spanish and plays the viola. Thank you, Verge, for allowing us to tour the LSU field today. Another one of my fraternity brothers, but also close friends. I appreciate you for allowing my kids to experience LSU. With my beautiful daughter, thank you for being in my life. My wife and Maisha and I are really, really proud of you and all that you've done. And to my little man, Noah. Raise your hand, Noah. There he is. Everyone told him how sharp he looked in his tux. I was like, damn, y'all don't see mine, you know? But to my son, incredibly gifted, humble, great son, and one that is a more perfect version than me. So thank you for being here, Noah. We greatly appreciate it. So I'll leave you with this. Much like Booger shared, as you climb the corporate ladder, as you climb the ladder in life, bring someone with you. It was really Joel Osteen that said, I led one, his dad led him, and then he led 1,000,000. You just never know. That one person that you lead could be this guy graduating high school of 2.7 that could be leading 23,000 folks. So anyway, thank you for the tremendous honor. I greatly appreciate it. I'm humbled. To the LSU Alumni Association, to Joe, and to the team, thank you for bestowing this on me. Greatly appreciate it.
Dr. Jarek Sims. Thank you, Doctor.
Simone Augustus, one of the most recognizable faces in the WNBA, led the LSU program to its first of 5 consecutive women's Final Four appearances. Augustus, the consensus 2005 and 2006 Naismith National Player of the Year in women's basketball, finished her LSU career averaging 19.3 points and 5.2 rebounds per game. A native of Baton Rouge, she was the #1 pick in the 2006 WNBA draft, selected by the Minnesota Lynx, with whom she played 14 years and won 4 league championships. Augustus finished her WNBA career in 2020 with the Los Angeles Sparks. She also won 3 Olympic gold medals with the U.S. women's team. In her 15 WNBA seasons, she averaged 15.4 points and 3.1 rebounds per game and was an 8-time All-Star. She was also the 2006 WNBA Rookie of the Year and the 2011 WNBA Finals MVP. Other awards include the 2-time Wade Trophy winner, 2-time Wooden Award winner, 2-time Honda Sports Award winner, a two-time SEC Player of the Year, and 2003 USA Basketball Female Athlete of the Year. Now retired, Augustus volunteers with St. Vincent de Paul, the Donors Choose, and Kids in Need. Her number 33 jersey was retired by LSU in 2010 and by the Lynx in 2022. In 2023, she was honored by a statue unveiled at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center.
Simone Augustus.
All right, in the words of Coach Bob Stuckey, I will be quick and not hurry. It was one of the first lessons I learned when I got here. He was teaching me how to come off of pin downs in our motion offense, and he would always tell me to be patient and wait for my post player to set the screen to come out so I can get my shots. But thinking back, it's funny that Joe was the person that made the call. We've been through so much together with women's basketball. The decision to come here was a tough one for many reasons. During that time, Tennessee and Connecticut was the powerhouses of women's basketball. But LSU was my heart and it was my home. And it was the toughest decision because it's like, who's going to lead you to where you want to be? Do you have the courage to take a chance? And for myself, I did. LSU built the foundation that helped me become who I am today. I'm standing before you because of the life lessons that a Coach Sue Gunner would give me every day that we would grace the basketball court or the track field or stadium. 6 a.m., strength and conditioning. Still got nerves. She would always say, dream big and work hard and make no excuses. And we did that every day. We dreamed extremely big, we worked extremely hard, not just on the court, but in the classroom. She set us up for success that even till this day, I'm amazed at. She set up classes, she set up resources for speeching, etiquette, the way that we carry ourselves, professionalism, because she said when we left here, we were going to be ready to be the ultimate citizens and professionals in whatever path that we chose to take. I have many, many stories, and Joe can attest. Getting up at 7:30 in the morning, going to class, and I had an electric scooter before there was Bird and some of these other electric scooters that would die out right before I got to the top of the hill behind a PMAC. I would have to push it the rest of the way to class. And because the classes were so early in the morning, I wore my pajamas. And by the time we would get to practice, Joe would call, and like my other inductee, you think, Joe's calling, what did I do wrong? He would say, Mom, you can't wear pajamas to class. And I'm like, Joe, but I didn't miss class. And it's many other moments. I got a great opportunity to learn about the parking enforcement around here. Many times I parked on the grass near WCA and ECA, and here I come. They're like, Mom, come, they're towing your car. And I go out there and I have to bargain with the parking enforcement to not tow my car. But I have many great memories here at LSU with the things that I were able to build my foundation with. I've been all across the world, have spoke many languages, have seen many people, and the one thing that brings me back home is when I see a purple and gold flag flying out of a window in Russia, and I'm like, whoa. Or I'm in London, and me and my parents are walking down the street, and we see someone with a LSU Tiger shirt on at the 2012 Olympics. And it's nothing like hearing a Go Tigers. It makes you turn around. You're like, where you at? I gotta find you. It's been an amazing journey. And I want to thank my parents because they should be up here with me. They used to come to those 7:30 classes on a Monday morning. My mom and my dad had off on Mondays, so they were like, we're going to join you to go to class. And I said, more power to you, come on. The professors knew who they were, and they appreciated them coming to class. I wasn't in trouble, and so they enjoyed my parents being there just to take in what it was that I was doing as a student athlete. And because of that, I graduated from here in 3 years. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but they pushed me to excel at a level that I couldn't think of. I want to say thank you to the Alumni Association, Joe, the faculty, the donors, and all who made this possible for myself and my family. I could not imagine going anywhere else and sharing the smiles, the love, and the pride that we carry here. We have a culture of winning, and I hope I made you proud, because that's all I ever thought about, was making sure that I represented this university well. It wasn't many of us on the other side in the WNBA and across the world, but whenever they would ask where we come from and what university, I was proud to say LSU. Go Tigers.
Simone Augustus, ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. William Alfred Bill Brookshire, co-founder and longtime chairman of S&B Engineers and Constructors Limited, is being honored posthumously. Brookshire was awarded LSU College of Engineering's Alumni Hall of Distinction honor and established the S&B Engineers and Constructors Scholarship in the LSU College of Engineering, which has benefited more than 2,000 students. His philanthropic support of LSU also includes the William A. Brookshire LSU Military Museum, the William A. Brookshire Military and Veterans Center, the new William A. Brookshire Veterans Law Clinic within the LSU Law Center, the Brookshire Crisis Fund, the William A. Brookshire Award for Teaching Excellence, and the William A. Brookshire Graduate Assistantship in Chemical Engineering. He also made an impact on LSU at large through gifts for the renovation of Memorial Tower and the renovation and expansion of Patrick F. Taylor Hall. In his final years, Brookshire created the William A. Brookshire Foundation to provide scholarships for children of S&B employees and engineering students. His professional honors include being a past member of Government Programs Steering Committee of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, a past vice chairman of the Engineering and Construction Contracting Division of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers Executive Board, a former member of the Rice University Engineering Board of Review, a former member of the Board of Industrial Advisors for the University of Houston College of Technology, and a 1998 recipient of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers Engineering and Construction Contracting Division Award. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering from the University of Houston, where he was recognized as Distinguished Alumnus and Distinguished Engineering Alumnus. He was also honored posthumously with the University of Houston Engineering Alumni Association Lifetime Achievement Award. Brookshire died on April 21, 2017. He's survived by 3 children, Lori Garrison, James Brooke Brookshire, and Christina Chrissy Brookshire.
The late Dr. William Brookshire, accepting on his behalf Lori Garrison, his daughter.
Thanks to Joe and Brandley and Chris and today Tracy and the Alumni Association for recognizing Dad, and to our friends at the LSU Foundation for nominating him and continuing his work. Dad, as you heard, went to University of Houston for his undergrad. But really, my brother and sister and I, our life was bookended by LSU. Dad was a confident, hardworking, smart guy. So when he finished at Houston, he looked, where would he want to do his graduate work? And he looked at his options, and he chose LSU Engineering because he knew that here he could go hunting and fishing. And so and he soon learned that no one goes through life without help. And he ultimately came to LSU on a fellowship from Humble Oil. And a few months before he was due to show up here, he met my mother, and they started dating. And being the single-minded person that he is, he said, well, I'm going to LSU. Are you coming with me? So they got married, and that's how our family began. And they came here. She worked at Dow while he went fishing and went to school. So, but LSU gave him the credentials to start his career at Humble Oil, and then he left and went to a small engineering firm. And again, he learned the lesson of no one goes it alone. He met another engineer, Jim Slaughter, who was in many of those pictures, and they decided they wanted to start their own company. And Jim loaned this young 30-year-old engineer $20,000, and together they started S&B. And 57 years later, it's still thriving. And so all along, though, you know, he had good advice, he had good mentors, and the company really ended up thriving. And he wanted to pay back his fellowship money. And by then, Humble Oil, which was Exxon, had no way to receive that money. And so he came to LSU and said, I want to start scholarships for students like me, students who had to work through school. And that thus was born the scholarship program in the engineering school. And his relationship and our family's relationship with LSU. So every year he would come over, again, with his friend and colleague, Joe Niles, an LSU graduate, and they would drive over from Houston and meet their students, and the kids would tell the stories. And there's just nothing like someone who has to work through school. They have, I think at this point, over 97% graduation rate out of the School of Engineering while holding down a job. So if you're thinking of philanthropy, I got to put in a pitch for LSU. They're awesome stewards of your money, and they will make sure it has the very biggest impact. So anyway, to kind of circle that around, Dad would come over, like I said, every year. He loved meeting his students. And in 2017, I drove over with him. And on the way over, he said, you know, I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to make it another year, make this trip. You might have to come without me. And that was in March of 17. And I said, well, we'll see, Dad, we'll see. And so we, just as we were about to leave, I said, Dad, let's take a selfie. He didn't know what a selfie. Let's take a selfie, Dad. And that's my last picture of Dad. And it was across in front of the Cook Hotel. That was the last trip he took, and just a few weeks later he passed. So his last trip, he could hardly walk. LSU was so important to him that he made that trek. So I just want to thank you for recognizing him, and our family is really, really appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Tigers.
Oh, my family's very excited that LSU chose to honor our dad. He really enjoyed his time at LSU and his philanthropic engagement with LSU. So it really meant a lot to him.
I started here in 1959. It was a life-transforming year for me. It began a career and a life that's been most comfortable, and it started here.
LSU means a lot. Mark Twain said the two most important days in your life is the day you're born and the day you found out why. At LSU is when I found out why. The leadership, the brotherhood, and ultimately lifelong friends that were forged here was absolutely remarkable.
It is the most bittersweet of moments to have this amazing opportunity to spend time with so many wonderful graduates from Louisiana State University. The Alumni Association was so dear to honor her. We only wish that she could be here to enjoy the moment.
We grew up with LSU. My father loved LSU. I grew up loving LSU, and it's been a part of our life forever, and it's opened doors for us that we would have never opened any other way.
LSU has been part of my life from when I was a little girl. My dad was an avid fan, and we grew up coming to games, and then I got the opportunity to come to LSU from a very small school, and it just opened up so many opportunities for me. And then it's just a place that brings back so many fond memories and friendships.
Some people, achieve great things academically, and they can leave a school like LSU and go anywhere in the world and be successful. I was not one of those people. And so the network of friends that I came to know and develop at LSU have in large part been responsible for the success of me and my life and our business. I mean, it's the culture of LSU alumni is pretty amazing in the way that they support each other. So LSU means everything to me in terms of my life path and my business career.
Well, academically for me, I started out my first semester, I had like a 1.5, 1.7 GPA, and so I could have gone one or two ways. I could have given up and could have said, woe is me, this thing is too hard, but I persevered. And, part of the reason I did that was because of my mother, because she told me, hey, there is no coming back. Like, you better buckle down. I raised you better than that. Tighten up. Take care of what your business, what you're supposed to. And fortunate enough for me, I was able to turn around.
Academically, with Coach Gunner, she was like, always, if you're on time, you're late. And so I took a lot of early classes. So just being committed and consistent with your daily schedule, obviously following through with your goals. We all set academic goals for ourselves. We followed up with our academic advisors quite often to make sure we were on track to achieve our overall goal, which was a degree. Personal lessons, just perseverance. I mean, as a student athlete, that's probably one of the toughest things that you can do with having to juggle schedule, school, and still be on top of your game and perform at the highest level. So between that, I think I got a great mix of perseverance as well as a lifelong lesson of consistency and being educated in a way that helps me grow.
Oh, an incredible night for us. It was one of those nights where you look at the people on stage and you say, man, this is what LSU is producing. And from all their achievements, from their philanthropy, and what they do and give back to LSU, and their notoriety, their time on the court, on the field, but also their work in the classroom, their the professional networking that they do, and the honor that they bring to LSU as a whole makes them a very important piece of who we are as an alumni association and a university. The Alumni Association is the engagement piece of the university. We are the warm and fuzzy feeling that they had when they were here. They think of their brightest and best moments at LSU when they walked through the quad and they walked under the trees and the oaks in the quad, and those warm and fuzzy feelings when they were here. That's the Alumni Association. That's not the pamphlet version, but that's the Alumni Association. It's your memories, what you make of it. You are a part of the Alumni Association, and that's what they are to us.
How can people get more information?
You can call. You could call us at 225-578-3838. You can go to lsualumni.org. We are a great organization that is here to benefit LSU and the university as a whole through networking events and through engagement to bring people back to the university we all love.